Welcome back as we are watching the final seconds of the warm-up clock run off here at halftime at Knights Field in Convoy, Ohio. Crestview High School hosting week number 2, the Aces. Good first half. They put a couple in the end zone, not able to convert. Both their extra point attempts were for 2 points, and both of them failed. So 12 points on the scoreboard for Hicksville. And the Crestview Knights were shut out for most of the first half, but in the closing minutes of the second quarter, able to put one into the end zone. Their extra point attempt was successful, and that accounts for their 7 points. So it's a 5-point lead for the Aces, 12-7, as we get ready to get half number 2 underway in week number 2 football action. Again, coming to you from Crestview Field. Bill Murphy calling the action. Brian Williams running the camera. Aces will receive the ball. They won the opening coin toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start quarter number 3. 12 minutes on the clock. 5-point lead for the Aces, and we're ready to get things started. There's the kick. It's a low one, and it's going to go out of bounds without traveling too far downfield.
Steiger's kick rolls out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Kick off out of bounds on the kicking team.
So the kickoff goes out of bounds. And we'll get everything set here. And that'll put the ball at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 Aces. So here come the Aces to start quarter number 3. Comiso in motion. Turnaround, handoff. Powering forward is Cole Wertman. So Wertman gets him about 3. Again, split backs on either side, and again a handoff. This time I think Comiso got the ball. He is still battling. One thing about Mason Comiso, every now and then he can be just like a bull. They give him the ball and his legs do not stop churning. Pick up of a couple more, makes it 3rd and 5. Pitch back. Turning the corner, getting up ahead of steam, but he runs into some traffic and he'll be brought down after only picking up maybe a yard or 2. Comiso on the end around gets some positive yardage, but he's still going to be about 2 yards shy of moving the sticks.
2-yard pickup, that'll bring up 4th and 2.
So 4th and short for the Aces. They got 2 yards to go. Ball on the 48-yard line. They need to get to midfield. Greer not able to get anybody to jump, so it'll be timeout on the field. So Hicksville uses one of their 3 timeouts early here. 4th and 2, and they were trying to get them to jump and weren't able to do it. And they took too much time off the play clock, so they needed to call timeout or get backed up 5 yards. So rather than have 4th and 2 become 4th and 7, now they're going to talk about it and see if they're going to try to go for it and get these. It's a long 2 yards, about 2.5 yards. Or if they're going to kick it away. Knights break huddle first. They're coming back out on field. So the Aces with a 4th and 2, staring them in the face here. 10-10 to go in quarter number 3. And their time is up. Referees blow the whistle, and Aces need to break huddle and get out and snap the ball. So here we go. Man in motion for the Aces. Dropping back, ball in the air, and Camaso diving attempt, not able to get there in time. So it'll be a turnover on downs, and it'll give the Crestview Knights some pretty decent field position as they'll take over 1st and 10 on the Aces' 48-yard line. So now the Knights with their first chance to take the lead. A touchdown would put them ahead by 1. And they put Breck back in at quarterback, number 33. And Brody, excuse me. Picking up about 8 on that carry. And it's 2nd and 2. Clock rolling, about 9.5 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter. Had a pretty fast-moving first half of action here tonight. And we'll see how the pace goes here. Quarter number 2, and that's going to be a false start on the Knights. Back them up 5, and their 2nd and 2 becomes a 2nd and 7 as they get moved back to the 45-yard line. Crestview's been having their issues with the snap count here tonight as well. Matter of fact, I think they've been dinged more than the Aces have. Brecht with the ball. Brecht on his feet, taken down. Camaso's the one who got him. I think he's going to be short of the line. Yep. He'll be about a half a yard. We'll call it 3rd and 1. 3rd and short. As Brecht takes it down to the 38-yard line. The rain that we had a little earlier has stopped, but it has gotten a little windier and cooling off a little bit too. Feels kind of nice. Brecht powering forward. That should be enough to move the chains. All that he really cared about in that play was getting a half a yard or so that he needed to move the chains and get him a fresh set of downs. And he does just that. Moves the ball to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Crestview. Number 22, Jaden Ward, comes into the huddle. Ward is the other player that was doing some of the quarterbacking in that first half. Kind of some bumping in the backfield. And that's Pruitt with the carry. Pruitt angles out and gets the ball about 4 yards downfield. 2nd and 6 coming up. Brecht with the snap, and it's fumbled in the backfield. It hit the turf. The carrier, number 34, Gerardo. And Gerardo dropped the ball, scooped it back up, but that was all the time that was needed for the Aces to make it into the backfield. And they bring him down for a 3-yard loss. Again, Ward will bring in the play. Brecht is going to stay at the QB position. He's going to hang on to it himself. He eludes one tackle, turns, nice spin move, stays on his feet. And Brecht looks like he's going to get him another first down. And he does. So Brecht, who must be racking up some pretty decent looking rushing yards at this point here in this game tonight, gets him another first down and gets the ball down to the Aces' 26-yard line. Using up a lot of clock, gaining ground, and looking to take the lead in this football game here at home. Gerardo with the carry that time, and he gains about 5. So Crestview now looking at a 2nd and 5. Ball at the Aces' 21-yard line, just outside the red zone. Play comes in from the sideline. Break huddle. Brody Brecht pitches it back. And close to first down yardage. Gerardo, the carrier once again. Gerardo, actually, yep, he'll get them the yardage they need down to the 15-yard line. Like I said, we're at the other end of the field at about the 20, so it's kind of tough for us to gauge exactly where the ball is placed. We're relying on the scoreboard, so that's why there's a little bit of a lag sometime, because we can't see too well exactly where they are from this angle. 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. Brecht powering it forward. And he just takes it straight to the Aces D-line and picks up about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 as they are inside the 10-yard line now. They can get another first down at about the 5-yard line. And another keeper by Brecht. Bergman got him that time. And nothing doing on that play, so now 3rd and 4. The play comes in from the sideline, and the Knights will break huddle again. Brody Brecht, split backs on either side of him. Takes the snap. Quick handoff. And that, again, was Pruitt. And Pruitt, I think, is going to get him a 1st and goal. Yep. So Pruitt takes it down inside the 5. They mark him down at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Crestview. A chance for them to take the lead back. Well, actually take the lead for the first time in the game this evening. Brecht, high snap, hangs onto it himself, heads towards the end zone, touchdown. Brody Brecht, 4 yards into the end zone. And the Crestview Knights take the lead 13-12 with 3:08 to go in quarter number 3. They'll bring their kicker back on. Caden Kreischer, who has been nothing but diligent. Kreischer has been practicing nonstop. That one is blocked and no good. Kreischer has been down here on the sideline pretty much practicing nonstop since this game began He only took a break for halftime. The extra point is unsuccessful, but the Knights are still in the lead by only a whisker, 13-12, 3:08 to go in quarter number 3. And the Aces will get ready to get the ball back and go on offense for the second time in this second half. Again, I want to say a big thank you to the athletic department and their staff here at Crestview High School. This is a really awesome facility, and they take good care of us, make us feel very welcome. We have they didn't have room for us in the main press box, but the auxiliary press box, really not a bad venue at all, nice and spacious. And they fed us at halftime, too, so nothing to complain about that. Always a pleasure to come down here and do games. We do it for basketball, too. Of course, Crestview, well, we won't even talk about what Crestview has done with Hicksville when it comes to basketball. But really just a terrific school. And a pleasure to be here. Knights ready to kick it off. Lichtensteiger. Knuckleballs it, and again it'll go out of bounds. And again they'll throw the flag. So Aiden Lichtensteiger, I don't know if he's trying to onside kick it or whatever, but that's 2 in a row now out of bounds. So good field position for the Aces. See where they mark it this time. It was at the 40 last time. It's the 45 this time. 3:08 to go. So the Aces, some pretty darn good field position to start off this offensive drive. See if they can get back on top on the scoreboard. Miller, pitch back. Comiso, turn in the corner. He's forced out of bounds. The leading man on the flag crew on the other side had to drop the flag and dive for cover. 7-yard pickup for Comiso. 2nd and 3 as he'll get out to about the 47-yard line. It's the 47-yard line of Crestview, by the way. Oh, incomplete. Hits the turf. A little slow getting up after that one as he was stretching out, doing everything he could to be able to haul that one in. Turnbull not able to make the grab. Brings up 3rd and 3. Good play selection, though. Maybe catch him napping and strike down the field. And it still leaves you with a manageable 3rd and 3. Miller. Handoff, and that's going to be good for a first down and more as he breaks loose. And I think that the Aces are going to get the lead back. Wertman, 47 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Aces. What a nice misdirection play. They put Comiso in motion behind Miller. Miller turned like he was going to toss it back to Comiso, and then he spun around really fast at the last minute, laid it right in Wertman's breadbasket, and Wertman just found a nice seam, broke through into the secondary, and he was gone. So the Aces are going to try for 2 again. They're 0 for 2 so far tonight. Maybe the 3rd time's the charm. Pitch it back. Comiso in. That's good. Like I said, 3rd time's the charm. Comiso gets the 2-point conversion, and that makes it a little bit more comfortable for the Aces as they pad their lead back out to 7 now, 20-13. So it's a touchdown and an extra point lead now instead of just a 5-point differential. So I'm sure that's going to make Coach Lucas Smith and the Aces breathe a little bit easier. They're not out of the woods yet, though, because, again, the Knights have gotten warmer as the evening has gone on. They're playing better now at this point in the game than they were earlier. They've just gotten better as the night has gone on. Warmed up and got the jitters out or whatever the case may be. So the Aces are going to get ready to kick it off. The downside was that Hicksville drive did not take a lot of time off the clock. Still 2:44 to go here in quarter number 3. So really only about 20 seconds that they were on the field on offense to get into the end zone. We'll take a little time at the quarter break to, again, recognize and thank our football broadcast underwriters, because they're the ones, especially when we go on the road for the away games, they are the ones that make it possible for us to be able to do that. So we can't thank them enough, Jim Schmidt Family of Automotive Dealerships and Community Memorial Hospital. We'll talk more at the quarter break. Teeing it up. Now would be the time for the Aces to be able to pull off the onside kick or the squib kick and get the turnover. Miller, alley-oops it, and that's just going to be fair caught. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's not the kick that he wanted to make, as it just blooped up. And like I said, it was just an easy fair catch for the down lineman to haul that in and get halfway decent field position, again about the 36, 37-yard line. I'm going to say the 37-yard line for the Knights, 1st and 10. Aces come back out on defense. 2:43 to go, quarter number 3. Whoop, back him up 5. And I think that's got to be, 4 or 5? A lot of false starts for the Crestview Knights. So I'm sure one of the things that'll be on the top of the list for what are we going to work on this week, fellas, at their practices coming up is going to be snap counts and not jumping the gun. All snapped, and it's fumbled, and I think he got it back and fell on it, so that'll be another loss. So Brody Brecht puts it on the turf. They'll lose 3 more and make it 2nd and 18. Keeps the clock rolling, too, which the Aces have got to be happy about. Crestview huddling up, waiting for the call to come in from the sideline. Here comes the play, brought in by Castle. 2 minutes exactly, and the clock rolling in quarter number 3. Brecht, straight up the middle, back to about the original line of scrimmage before they put a stop on him. So it looks like he got back most, if not all, of the lost yardage from the fumble and the penalty. Make it 3rd and 10, yep, on the 37-yard line. So Brecht gets him back to the original line of scrimmage with the carry. Keeps the clock rolling. Play comes in. They break huddle. Down to 5 seconds on the play clock. They get it away. Pruitt with the carry. Pruitt looking to turn the corner. And there's a fumble on the play and a pile up. So it should be good enough for a first down. The Knights retain possession, get the ball to the 47-yard line.
15-yard gain for the Knights gives them 1st
So with the gain and then the fumble out of bounds, 1st and 10 Crestview on the Aces 47-yard line now. 58.1 seconds. Up under center. Breck. Quick handoff. Quick slant inside. Gain of a couple maybe.
Brought down by number 5, Nick Congleton.
Advances the ball to the 43-yard line. Pick up a 4.
2nd and 6 for the Knights.
Breck goes up again under center. Pitches it out. Pruitt, and nothing doing that time. Aces sniff that one out and drop him for a bit of a loss.
Direct options out to Pruitt. Loss of 1 on the play.
And that'll make it 3rd and 7. And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. So we've played 3 now, and it's the Aces leading the Crestview Knights by 7, 20-13. We'll be back with the 4th quarter, and it'll be the Knights football, 3rd and 7 on the Hicksville 44-yard line. Get ready to switch ends of the field, and that'll give us time to say a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters making our coverage on HIX-TV possible tonight. The Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, a proud member of the community and proud to have served the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area for over 65 years. Reminding you, they got a big health fair coming up in the middle of October. You can find out more about that and about the staff and the services available at Community Memorial Hospital. Check out their website, www.cmhosp.com. And the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and the Jim Schmidt Truck Lot online at jimschmidtauto.com. If you're in the market for a vehicle, whether you want one that's brand new, pre-owned, be it car, truck, van, or SUV, check out the great selection they have on the lots at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. With Jim Schmidt's family of dealerships, it's always about service before, during, and after the sale. Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealership, Community Memorial Hospital, thanks to both of them so very much for underwriting our football coverage here on HIX-TV. Back in action, Knights. Not much there, and that's going to make it 4th down for Crestview. Mason Comiso in there on defense. He's been doing as much on defense tonight, I think, as he has on offense.
2-yard pickup on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Knights.
So 4th down for Crestview, 4 yards to go. They're down by 7. 11:25, and the clock rolling here in the 4th quarter tonight. Brecht, 1st down yardage. Aces not able to stop him. Needed 4, and he got 7. 1st and 10 as they move it to the 34-yard line. Crestview huddling up again. Waiting for the play to come in from the sideline. It does. They'll break huddle. Here we go. Handoff. Nobody take it back. Quarterback keeper. I thought he might have given it to Gerardo, but they'll take it right up the spout and get about 5.
5-yard gain on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Knights.
No, we haven't done an overtime football game in a while, so 10 minutes to go in regulation. Brecht. And handed it off, and Pruitt put it on the turf again. And again, the Knights are really lucky. So far, every time they fumbled the ball, it's either just stayed right there so they could fall on it, or it's bounced right back up into the hands of the guy that dropped it. And that was kind of the case with Pruitt. He dropped it behind the line, and it stayed right there in front of him, bounced up a little bit, and he was able to just go down on his knees and cover the ball. Loss of 3 makes it 3rd and 8. Brecht hangs onto the ball himself, and he's going to be stopped. Pickup of maybe 4. Maybe 5. 4th and 3.
5-yard pickup on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 3 for the Knights.
So they need to get to the 24-yard line to move the chains, and then the ball sits at the 27. Aces need to put together a stop here. And they do. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. They might have even gained a yard, but that's going to be a couple yards short. So 26-yard line is where they mark the ball, and that's where they'll turn it over to the Aces on downs. So Hicksville back on offense. They've got a 7-point lead, 8.5 minutes to go in regulation, and 74 yards to go to strike pay dirt. Aces onto the field. Miller with the snap. Quick handoff. Powering ahead. This could be trouble. He's still on his feet. He's looking to break free. On the far sideline, he's still up, still going. They finally corral him after a long carry.
Finally brought down deep in Knight territory by number 34, Logan Gerardo. 55-yard gain for Comiso.
Mason Comiso, according to the field announcer, that's a 55-yard pickup for Mason. And a quick snap, no huddle, spin move, fall forward. I don't know. Might have made it back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. That was the case where they just got up to the line and tried to snap it real fast and just maybe catch the Knights' defense not fully set and maybe find a seam or make something happen. Didn't work. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 19-yard line. Miller sets his offense. Again, tries the hard snap. Nothing going. They've got 5-4. They're going to call a timeout. Not sure, again, what was going on there. But the Aces burn their second timeout, so that leaves them 1 for the remainder of the game with 7.5 minutes to go. As they got down there, they tried to do a quick no huddle on first down and were not able to get anything to happen. So 2nd and 10. And it looked like they were trying for the hard count to get them to jump a couple times. That hasn't worked all night. The Knights have just not bit for that at all. And they get down to just 2 seconds left on the play clock, and it was obvious there's no way they're going to get the ball off, so they use their second timeout. 20-13, Aces in the red zone. They've got a 2nd and 10 on the Crestview 19-yard line. And so now everybody's going to get set. Miller. Comiso the split back behind him. Takes the snap. Miller rolls out. Miller finds himself a seam. Jumps forward. Might have got a few. Oh, no gain. Like I said, we're at that end of the field now where it's kind of hard from our angle to see whether they actually, how they do yardage-wise. So I should be smart and just not say anything until they, move the sticks or whatever. But third and 10. Still on his feet, end around. Heads towards the sticks. Gets stopped. So it was Langham with the carry.
7-yard gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 3.
So Langham gets him 7. Moves the ball down to the 12-yard line. And here we go with the Aces. Need to get to the 9 to move the sticks and get a 1st and goal. And I think they're going to do it. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to get the goal.
Takes it in for the score.
Touchdown Aces. And I'm going to be honest, it happened so fast and so far away, I'm not sure exactly who ran that ball in. I think it was the quarterback, Miller. And they're going to try for 2 again. And again, they're going to put it in the air, and he falls down. Cut a little too hard to get back to the ball. And it's incomplete. So Langham not able to make the catch. So the 2-point conversion fails, but the Aces make it a 13-point game, 26-13 with 6:08 to go. So Hicksville up by 2 scores. And the Knights will get ready to get the ball back. They'll have 6 minutes and 8 seconds to work with. Only down by 13. So 2 scores, 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points could win them the game. The other thing to maybe keep in the back of your mind as we head into the last 6 minutes of this contest is that Crestview still has their full complement of 3 timeouts, so they can stop the clock 3 times if they need to or want to. Aces have burned 2 of their timeouts, so they only have 1 timeout remaining for the remainder of the game. So the Crestview Knights will get set to receive the kickoff from the Aces. They'll have their deep men and their good running backs back deep. They'll have their good hands people up front. Miller teased up the ball. And here we go. Miller, low liner, caught on the hop, brought forward, and stopped, and they start pushing him backwards.
Number 12, Nick Holt returns the kickoff out to
That was number 12, Nick Helt. Helt's the 5'5" sophomore on the team. His stature's not quite up to that of most of his teammates, but still, kid's out there playing hard. Snap, back, into the air, overthrows Pruitt.
Ward's pass intended for number 14, Caleb Pruitt, falls incomplete.
Jaden Ward is in at the quarterback position now, number 22, the sophomore, which is kind of what they did near the end of the first half, too. They had about 6 minutes, about the same time in quarter number 2 as in quarter number 4, as they switched Brecht out to more of a receiver running back, and they brought in Ward to take over the QBing. They'll work out of the shotgun, put the ball in the air, and it's incomplete.
Ward's pass intended for number 15, Aiden Lichtensteiger, falls incomplete.
That'll make it 3rd and 10.
For the Knights.
I think Ward is probably better at passing the ball or throwing the ball than Brecht is, which might be part of the reason for, because Brecht really, I mean, he would throw the ball, but not as often as Ward does. Is that a bat or something flying around? Ward puts it in the air, and again, it's going to be out of bounds. 4th and 10.
Ward's pass falls incomplete, intended for number 14, Caleb Pruitt. That'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Knights.
So the Knights got to do some serious thinking here. Ball at their own 45-yard line, 4th and 10. If they try another pass and it's incomplete, then they're going to give the Aces the ball back with some pretty good field position. And Hicksville could keep it on the ground and really burn up a lot of clock. Snap. And he's going to roll out again, looking downfield. And there's a flag on the play. And he's taken down well short of the first down marker. Flag on the play, and if that's a hold against Crestview, I won't be surprised if the Aces just decline it and take over on downs instead of giving them another crack. Yep. No way they're going to take that penalty and give them another crack at 4th and 20 when they can get the ball back. I mean, that's just football 101 there, so... Now, real no-brainer. 5:39. That's 5:39 left in the game. And here come the Aces in the driver's seat now, up by 13 points, in good field position on the 45-yard line of the Crestview Knights. Jake Miller, split backs on either side. High snap, but he hangs on to it. Miller, quarterback keeper, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of about 5 and make it 2nd and 15, but it'll start the clock. Not to the point yet where Crestview is going to be in a position to want to have to burn their timeouts to save some time should they get the ball back. But that time may be coming shortly. Miller pitching it out, and I think Wortman slipped and only got about a yard. Make it 3rd down. And it looks like it's an equipment issue because the clock stopped, and I thought it might be because it looked like Wortman was down there trying to tie his shoe or get his shoe back on. But it's actually the Crestview Knights taking their first time out. And that was taken with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the game clock. So they've reset that. And so the Aces have got Crestview to burn the first of their 3 timeouts. A 3rd and 14 for Hicksville.
Patrick Henry, 34, Wayne Trace, 14. Perrysburg, 35.
Ideally, they would be able to get some good yardage here. Ideally, they'd get 14 yards and move the chains, obviously. If they don't, they'll bring up 4th down. And Crestview will stop the clock again and then try to stop them on 4th down to get the ball back. Oh. My cameraman is an Apaches alumni, and Fairview's leading Paulding at this point, like 32-0. Miller. Handoff, and he'll keep the ball himself after the fake handoff and pick up some. He'll get to a gain of about 5. It'll be 4th and 9, and again, Crestview will use a timeout to preserve as much time as they can, hoping to get the ball back here. 4:41 left. So the Aces, the ball at the Crestview 44-yard line, have to decide, do they want to pooch punt it down, pin them deep, hopefully? Of course, you know, when you do that, you run the risk of a good run back. Or are they going to go for it on 4th and 9, just get what they can, keep the ball on the ground, get the Knights to but it's 4th down, so if they don't make it, they aren't going to be able to get Crestview to burn their timeout, but they are going to punt it, which I think is a smart call. And it's going to roll down deep. Yep, that's about the best that you could hope for, and it worked out exactly the way the Aces wanted, I am sure. A nice pooch punt. It wasn't the prettiest looking punt, but hey, it did what it needed to do, which was hit the turf, roll forward, and an illegal formation on the Aces. So they'll move them back 5, and the Aces will have to try it again. Oh, man. That was awesome. They were pinned inside the 5-yard line, it looked like, but now they're going to have to try it again. Again, and it's blocked. And that's the one thing you didn't want to have happen. So a blocked punt. And the Aces will give up the ball to the Knights on the Hicksville 47-yard line. 4 minutes, 27 seconds left in regulation. Knights down by 13, but they've got the ball in pretty good field position here. So gut check time now for the Aces defense, as they're going to need to step up and get the stop. Both teams with only 1 timeout remaining for the balance of the game. Here's the snap, dropping back to throw. Ball is in the air and broken up. No flags. Pruitt was halfway looking for a flag, but both Comiso and Baird were right there. And no flag on the play. So that stops the clock for 21 and brings up 2nd and 10 for the Knights. And they keep throwing the ball this last 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Could take a long time to play, but that's all right. This time they're going to keep it on the ground, moving around to the far side. And that should be good for a 1st down. They give the ball to their big running back, Brecht, and Brecht delivers. Oh, but then they throw the flag, and we'll wait for the official word. Oh. Number 15 on the offense, Lichtensteiger, gets called for the hold. That'll tack on 10. It will remain 2nd down. But that's going to move them back a ways. And it'll make it 2nd down And about 24. Second, well, I'm going to say second and 21. It looks like a little bit longer than that to me, but that's all right. It's second down and long. Little alley-oop pass. It was intended for Breck, but Breck, when he turned around trying to catch it, wound up falling on his back. The ball hit the turf right above his outstretched arms, but he was laying on the ground anyway, so even if he'd caught it, it would have been for minimal gain. So third down and long now. Down to 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in regulation. As the Knights looking to make something happen on offense. Quarterback keeper. Taken down well short. Wortman drags him down, and that's going to bring up fourth and about 12. So the Aces need to stop here. Clock stays rolling. And somebody jumped somewhere. And it's false start on the offense. We saw the ace player jump, but it was evidently in response to movement on the line. So now it's 4th and 17. So Crestview really in a hole. Ball in the air. Caught, and they'll turn it over on downs. The catch is made to Brecht, but Brecht only gets down to the 41-yard line, well short of where they needed to be. So Hicksville will get the ball back. 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line. 3:13 left in the game. The Knights can only stop the clock one more time. Only one timeout left. So I am sure the Aces are going to be running the ball here. If they get a substantial gain, probably there won't be a timeout. If they lose yardage, positive yardage. We'll see if they want to stop the clock here. I know if they had lost yardage on that play, they would have called the timeout right away, but
Brought down by number 64, Dylan Bricklow.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Ball goes out to the 45-yard line. Aces. Miller hands it off. Up the middle. Breaking free. Still on his feet. This could be trouble for the Knights. Into the end zone for Mason Comiso once again. 55 yards. Touchdown Aces. And that should be just about the last nail in the coffin for the Crestview Knights here tonight, as that'll put them down by 3 scores. Right now 32-13. 19 points down. Aces are going to go for 2 again to make it a 21-point game if they succeed. Oh, no, they're going to kick it. So Turnbull's going to try the PAT, and no. So Turnbull's kick attempt is no good. So it remains a 19-point differential. Crestview's going to get the ball back, down by 19. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to work with. Aces and Crestview both with 1 timeout remaining. the Aces starting to feel it a little bit. Looking forward to heading back up north on Route 49 to Hicksville with a win under their belt.
In the cross-country, girls and boys placed 5th and 8th respectively this past Saturday at Grove. They will run again tomorrow morning at the Tiffin Carnival.
So we'll get ready for the kickoff here. And Crestview back on offense one more time.
The girls team will travel to Jefferson on Monday. That'll bring out number 4, Jacob Miller, to kick off for the Aces.
The wind picking up a little bit. Pretty good gust just rolls through the press box here. Had to grab my sheets, my paper sheets. All right, here we go with the kick. And again, they'll just sort of squib it along, scooped up by the Knights. And they're going to keep him on his feet as long as they can before they knock him down, and the whistle blows. Down to 2:09 left in the game.
Number 12, Nick Held on the return, brought down by Hope.
Held got the scoop and got stood up by a lot of the Aces kick team and brought down at the 34-yard line where it'll be Crestview's ball, 1st and 10. 2:09 to go in the contest. As, well, really not much of an exodus for the Knights fan. They're sticking around, rooting for their team. Got to give them credit for that. The Aces faithful, of course, getting revved up and ready on their half of the field. Handoff, carry, ooh. And he takes a shot.
Jackson, the ball carrier.
Jackson, that's the first time I think we've called his number tonight, number 20. Getting the carry.
6-yard gain on the play.
Picks up 6. And they tapped him pretty good at the end of that run, but still 6-yard gain out to the 40-yard line, 2nd and 4. Clock running. Ward, quick handoff. They're slanting over to the far side now. Brought down.
Jackson, the ball carrier.
Jackson.
Picks up 5 for the Knights.
Ronte getting 5, and that should move the chains.
4, Jacob Miller.
So Jackson gets him a 1st down and gets the ball out to the 45-yard line. Clock continuing to roll, though, as again, they've been keeping it on the ground. I think that really the Knights are just raising the white flag. They're going to try to pick up some yardage stats for some of their players. Rolling out in the air, incomplete. Intended receiver number 15, Lichtensteiger.
15, Aiden Lichtensteiger falls incomplete.
And Lichtensteiger not able to get underneath the ball. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10, and that'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in the contest. Break huddle. Ward puts a man in motion. That's Jackson. Quarterback keeper. And he'll be brought down after a minimal gain.
Jaden Ward, the ball carrier, loses his footing down by number 26.
Looks like Ward might have got him about 4. Make it 3rd down.
Pick up on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Knights.
The Aces coaching staff have wrapped up and packed up in the press box, and they're headed back to their side of the field now. 30 seconds left in the contest. Rolling out to the near side towards us. Here comes Ronte Jackson. Jackson, and they got him around the ankles, and they're going to stop him just short of the 30-yard line. And that was Klima and Balzer combining to get Jackson out of bounds. They'll stop the clock at 24.6 seconds with the ball going out like that. But that's pretty much going to be all she wrote for the Knights here tonight. They might have one, maybe a couple more plays in them. Ronte Jackson with the carry. And he's brought down after about a 9-yard pickup. And that's going to probably do it. Well, maybe they'll get one more off. I don't think they will, though. 5, 4, 3, 2. That's going to do it. So time expires, and it's all over, and the Aces can start their celebrating as they are going to go home winners tonight. Week number 2, non-conference action. It's the Aces defeating the Crestview Knights 32-13, the final score. Pretty good night for the Aces on both offense and defense. Mason Comiso, great night tonight on both sides of the ball. Good work, too, from Jake Miller. And, again, some of the other Aces stepping up and doing their parts as well with great plays tonight also by Turnbull and Langham and Bergman. We called out a lot of names on both offense and defensive plays this evening. So a great job for the Aces. They even up their overall record at 1-1. And they'll head into the friendly confines of Aces Field next Friday night for week number 3 action against the Eden Bombers. Coming off a well-earned victory here at Crestview tonight. Hey, we want to thank, again, the athletic department here at Crestview High School, a terrific venue, a really nice field, and, again, treating us right. We want to thank them so very much for giving us the space and helping us out with our broadcast here this evening. Thanks to the underwriters for our football coverage here on Hicksville Community Television. Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, celebrating over 65 years of serving the healthcare needs of the Hicksville area. They've got their big health fair coming up mid-October. Find out more online. Visit their website, www.cmhosp.com. And Jim Schmidt Family of Automotive Dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, the Jim Schmidt Truck Lot. A brand new dealership coming soon at Jim Schmidt. It's going to be awesome. And in the meantime, you want to check out their entire dealer inventory and everything that's happening at the dealerships. You can do that on their website. Just log on to www.jimschmidtauto.com. And again, thanks to both of them for making our coverage possible. Especially, they are a huge, huge help whenever we go on the road to cover the away games. We want to thank them so very much. And finally, thanks to you tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Been a lot of fun, and we'll look forward to week number 3 and returning home to Aces Field for the Aces battling Eden next Friday night. So with that, we're going to call it an evening, and we're going to pack up and get ready to head north on Route 49 ourselves. So, again, Aces victorious tonight here in week number 2. For Brian Williams on the camera, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, wishing you good night and good sports.